By the way, we're hot mic and live, folks, so keep it mildly appropriate. So don't say words like. So in theory, without screen, so it should be under that, just underneath. It should be Darda's live. It works, folks. Facebook, that's what you did to use Facebook to go live?
Yeah.
It's so freaking easy. Now, the question is, can you hear that? Check. Try.
Hello.
You might have to press a button.
Press your buttons. Now it's green. Can you hear me over here off this mic?
Can you hear this?
Check it.
Maybe.
I was actually going to text you.
Perhaps.
Hello.
Check. Mindy's watching. Mindy Pickett's are watching. Okay, since we're streaming, it's only 10 after, we're in good shape. Mindy, if you can hear us, we're working on audio. Enhanced voice. Reduce background, but it's sure. If she can hear it, that's the only question. So did you not hear anything?
I did. Well, you did. You're just like
Just the web.
it's near real time. Yeah. Ask it.
So here's, if you, it has a little green, gluing is off and little green means you're on. So you can have it, and you're not like hot. So when you go to talk,
Okay, I'll try to remember.
ladies and gentlemen, has everyone recovered from the ludicrous concert at Greeley Stampede and the other fun that happened over there?
Metallica.
Metallica? You went to Metallica?
Yes.
Nice. Thank you for the now. I did skip one, so it says we are, actually it said 7. So this is the 6th one. The first one was just me and Daniel doing a tech check at the Link Library. So thank you. This is now the 6th official and like the 4th with a full panel. Today's topic is getting organized. So I admit that I am not qualified on that subject to give a presentation as a pro, so I brought in a crack staff. Mindy says hi. Mindy, if you could hear, please put in the chat that you can hear us. It would be amazing too. And thanks for logging in. So today we have 3 speakers to talk about getting organized. I'm going to let them do most of their own introductions. Jameson Long, he's shy to say it, I think, but he's the 2023 University High School valedictorian. His twin sister was the salutatorian. I'm sure there was some fun in that household.
She hates me.
They're not going to. He's got a full ride at Rice as a result of that hard work. So he's going to lead it off with. He had to have some organization to make that happen. You just don't. That doesn't just happen. There's some planning and organization. So that's why I asked him to fill in for me on this organization topic. Tim Vessler, he is a software engineer, senior software engineer at HP. By the way, there's refreshments back here. Feel free to get up and grab those. And then Chris
Awesome.
Alsam, and she is an author. There's books here. We're going to do 2 in a giveaway as well. So she's very qualified about organizing things around the house. He's going to talk about Kanban, which I don't know what it is, so I'll let him explain that as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to see if Mindy said she could hear us. Oh, good now. Fabulous. We are live and in the 2025, we're making it happen. So without further ado, I'm going to ask you to use this during your speech so that we can pick you up on the stream, and we'll be good.
Okay, well, yes, I'm Jameson. Sean has done my ethos for me. The only other ethos you need to know is I was born after the year 2000, so I can talk about new technology. So why is it important to be organized? Well, there's a self-sustaining cycle of positivity between organization and efficiency, where if you're more organized, you can work more efficiently, and if you're more efficient, you can stay more organized. So why does this matter? Well, if you're more organized or more efficient, you can save time while you work. You can limit your errors that you make while you do your work. You can reduce stress, and you can increase your overall productivity. Why else does this matter? Well, people in my generation, they know how to use AI. New workers that are coming to your companies, they know how to use AI. And really, every student that is going to come in the future is going to understand how AI works. 86% of students are already using AI in their studies. 54% of them do it on a weekly basis. This isn't going to go down, so it's important to understand how to use technology as a whole, especially AI, to make yourself more organized, more efficient, and understand the next generation. Now, of course, you have to know when exactly you can use AI. For ChatGPT specifically, this is an MIT study. They found that if you use AI for tasks that are within the bounds of its capacity, you have a 40% increase in your performance. But if you use it on tasks that you can't use ChatGPT on, then you have about a 19% decrease in your performance. So what all can be done with new technology so you understand what exactly you can do so you can reach this increase in your performance? Well, starting off with an iPhone, if you have a Samsung, there's very similar hardware and software for this. You can find lost items. It's way easier to stay organized if you're not losing things constantly. There's the Find My app. There's apps like Tile and AirTags. There's really no reason to lose an item nowadays, whether it's your keys, your wallet, your phone, your computer, AirPods, really anything. You can more efficiently scan PDFs and upload documents. If you go in your Notes app, there's an option just to scan PDFs, and you can edit it there and print it out more easily. As far as the Shortcuts app, you can do automations on your phone. Really, there's no limit to what you can do with Shortcuts. You can make it so when the time reaches 9 o'clock, your phone shuts down, brightness down, do not disturb on. You can make it so once you drive by McDonald's, it opens the McDonald's app and gets you ready to place your order. Like I said, there's really no limit on what Shortcuts can do. And then you can search your phone better to stay organized. You can search through photos for specific items, or through specific texts. You can search your whole phone for specific items or apps to help you stay organized better. Now, what about AI more specifically? I'm just going to go over a bunch of things that you can do with AI, and then a few things that you probably shouldn't do with AI. For starters, you can edit images. Here's a picture of Sean. Say you ask ChatGPT, make him a fan of a good baseball team. Well, it can pretty easily do that. Now he's a fan of the Dodgers. If you didn't know he's actually a fan of the Giants, he hates the Dodgers. But the idea here is you can use this potentially for your businesses to be more efficient. If you want to advertise on social media, 10 seconds it takes to make an advertisement. You can put your logo on people's clothing. Obviously, you avoid copyright issues. But the point is, it's very easy to edit images really efficiently.
Bro.
You can also create images. So say you ask ChatGPT, create a devilishly handsome, tall, white legal intern with short brown hair, glasses, getting a giant round of applause to a crowd after he just gave a talk. It does that. You can also make it more cartoonistic. Really easy to do. Or as far as real work you might need, create a realistic image of a couple buying their dream home with a for sale outside with a company named Elevate Homes. You can do that with your company. It takes 10 seconds. Your advertising is so much easier in this way. You can stay more organized. You can be more efficient. You can ask it to make a social media plan itself. 10 more seconds. I asked it, make me a social media plan for what day to post for Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Avoid mentioning the dead kids. And here it does. It gives you a full plan on what to post every day of the week. You can have it create a shift schedule. I can send you images after if you want.
Okay.
Make me a sample work schedule for a company with 4 employees named Sean, Jameson, Will, and Power. Will can't work Wednesdays. Power must work Fridays. This could take potentially hours, a significant amount of time if you're making the schedule on your own. ChatGPT can do it in seconds. Here's a schedule that will follow all the requirements that it needs you to take. Now, you can also ask it to role play for you. You can say, hey, for this next piece of advice, you're a trained consultant from McKinsey. Advise me on how to create an in-depth business plan for how to expand into a new market. I'm a small candle company operating in Northern Colorado. From there, you can get advice. You can ask follow-up questions. While it's not an actual McKinsey consultant that's helping you out, it is advice that uses information from the web that you would not be able to find easily, and it helps you be more efficient giving you that advice. Now, what other time savers can AI help with? You can upload documents or emails, and it will proofread for you. You can upload files. Say you have issues with your accounting. You could theoretically, if you want to, upload a file with all of your bank statements, with all of your files, and it will go through and find where the error could be. It'll summarize text. Every email Sean sends me, I put it in ChatGPT. I have it summarized for me. Not really. Don't worry. You can also code more efficiently. Say you're into computer software, learning Python, learning R. You can have ChatGPT give you easy things to code, and it can debug things for you. And then finally, you can organize your notes. If you want to upload a list of things, it can go alphabetical, it can go chronological, it can sort things by categories in a far more efficient manner than you would be able to by mere willpower or manpower. You can also draft you an email. I had it draft Sean a thank you email for the June TED Talk. I haven't mentioned Gonzaga. I haven't mentioned the mini pancakes that were at the last one. It's far more efficient to just have AI draft an email for you, and then you double check it, add what you want to, save time. Furthermore, you can have it set and track goals. Make me a planner through which I can set and track goals for exercise. It does that immediately for you. You can do this for not just exercise, for things within your business as a whole. I want, say, a list of goals for growth for social media. It can do that for you. Or you can use ChatGPT as a search engine. Say you're asking for 5 country songs about destroying trucks. If you Google that, it'll be a little more difficult to find. ChatGPT works differently as a search engine to help you find things that you might not be able to find otherwise. For instance, what's a great word that starts with D, has feathers, and a point at the end? Google might get confused by that. ChatGPT is actually better, and it gives you the word dart. You can also ask follow-up questions, something you can't do with Google. Say I ask, how do I convince my boss to get matching tattoos with me? It'll give you step-by-steps. You can ask follow-up on how to further convince him. And ultimately, it's just better at Google if you're asking follow-up questions and you want more in-depth when you do use your Google searches. Now, the last thing you need to know is when should you not use AI? First off, as a lot of people at my college have found out, you can't use it for complex math, complex physics, particularly complex software work. It's just not built up to do that. Similarly, you can't use it for professional advice. Don't use ChatGPT for legal advice. You've probably all seen fake court cases getting cited. I know Sean has for when ChatGPT's asked for legal advice. Same thing with particular professional advice. We had real estate people in here last month. I'm sure they would advise you not to use ChatGPT. Or when human originality is needed, ChatGPT, it really works by combing through all the information it can find on the web. So it's not original. It's really accurate with the information that it can find, but it can't find new information that you need. So with all this understood, I hope you can all use AI and your phones and general technology more efficiently to stay better organized. Thank you all.
I don't think I can forgive you for that Dodgers picture. Just don't think I can. I don't know how big of a deal that is. I don't know.
Fire me, please. Let me go home.
But I'll breathe deep. I'll be okay. We have 3 people watching online even already. Paul Ibarra, Coach Paul, thanks for saying hi. Sarah Ritter, thank you for checking in. And let's see, we also have Mindy Pickett. So thank you to the 3 of you online. This is my first attempt at streaming because I wasn't a speaker today, so it worked out, and we'll just keep making it. It was pretty easy with the device there. We'll just keep working on it, and then I don't have to go back and edit it. Like, I still have the ones I was going to edit and put up. They're still not put up yet, but this one, it'll be done when I hit stop, and it's just there. It'll be raw, but it'll be done. So technology's great. Again, you went there, my friend. You went there. Them are fighting words. I think since you have that, you probably don't need that now that I think about it. So, yeah. I'll just mute it. Other than the room, but they're good. So. Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Tim Bessler. I've been a software engineer with Hewlett Packard Enterprise since 2010. I'm CSU, got my degree in computer information systems because I didn't want to be a programmer, and what I've been doing for 20 years now was that. So in my industry, and actually I'm belonging to the here, I've been working mostly.
I'm going to check do a little tap for me, make sure
It was
it's not coming across.
about 15 seconds. There's some lag on it. Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, keep going, but if it doesn't show up, we'll
Okay.
do
We'll
that.
get it back.
Sorry to interrupt.
But anyway, so with software and with any business process, you need to have a lot of planning to come up with what you're doing. And if you look at apps today, you can see why things suck is because there's a lot of lack of planning. But really, a lot of these concepts have been around for a long time. So one of the big things that really revolutionized software for me, as kind of a late adopter, was the Kanban method. And the Kanban method is actually something that was developed by Toyota. So when you hear Toyota method, that's one that you get taught about in business school. It was developed at Toyota, this Kanban method in the 40s. It was actually based on supermarkets supplying just as much as was needed to customers, and customers buying just as much as was needed before Costco was a thing. And also on the British method of assembling Spitfire aircraft, and what they call a two-bin system. So they'd have a bin of parts, and they would produce whatever they needed to do, machining operations, and move it to the next bin. And they would just go through that way and have just enough parts to keep their line running. And so Toyota took that, and they actually call it the Toyota nameplate system for the automotive industry. But it's all the same thing, Kanban, bin systems, whatever. Kanban actually means billboard or signboard, and that's how we use it in software. I don't have a slide deck, but I do have a live presentation when I'm done telling you. So the way that it started out was literally buckets, right? So you have bins of parts, you have tags on those bins around those work pieces, and then follow the part around, getting noted for every production step that was taken. And we can apply that in our own personal lives to our businesses and use that to be more efficient. So the basic principles are visualize, limit the working process per person or per step, and to focus and flow so that you can get things done and see that progress along the way, which is really good for your morale when you're trying to get stuff done. And then allow for continuous improvement and agility. So how many people, show of hands, have been working on something in your work and then everything changes? Yeah, so So in software, the old method that was from, say, the 70s was the waterfall method or water fail, which is like the Soviet 5-year plan, because when you're done planning, your plan is obsolete. One of my favorite people is Dwight Eisenhower, former president, and he said, plans are useless, planning is essential. And so that's agile planning, we're able to react, change, keep track of things, know where we're at, put things back in the to-do list, pull things out, and then see our progress. So how does this make it better? The agility I just mentioned, pivoting when things change. Visual communication, so when people say, hey, where are you at on this project? You don't have to spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes writing reports in an email. You can just say, just check the board, and you can see where things are at. And you can say, hey, Jimmy's not busy right now. Why don't you have him do it? You can say, hey, Jimmy's help. Lastly, it encourages volunteering. So if you have a list of tasks, and you can do this at home with chores, like maybe your kids have a task that they have you can sign up to do what you want to do. I'll take that in progress. So how do I use this in my own business or home? Well, I thought we were going to have a whiteboard, so I can get some visual aids. It can be as simple as getting some Sharpies and some sticky notes. And you get your board and you just draw lanes for your buckets. And you might have what we call backlog in software, but your to-do list doing index cards and push pins. There's magnetic cards you can get to stick to your fridge. You can move those around. You can use tape on your wall or on your fridge or whatever. There's a lot of ways to apply these concepts in the physical world. And of course, there's a bunch of electronic resources online. I like to use Trello for my personal life, which is provided by Atlassian, and they do some professional business software as well, including Jira. Monday.com is a popular one for businesses. Microsoft Azure DevOps for software specifically. Broadcom has a tool called Rally that's geared towards software. Smartsheet's another one that I've heard a lot of people like to use in my workplace in their individual businesses. So that's about it, and I'll reserve time for questions in the Q&A period. But I will go ahead and plug this guy in. Questions for HTML. I'll just use your things. And we'll just have a look at Trello. Right? So when this comes up, there we go. So this is Trello. This is actually just my home improvement project list. So what we have is each of these lanes or buckets are grouped. So we got stuff that we want to do. I got remodel items, right? I need a plumber. I need to do my upstairs bathroom. I got a sliding door. I want to put it in the back to replace the swing door. The frame is all messed up. So on and so forth. I've got planning. Got to go through and figure out my installation needs. This particular tool lets you do checklists, so you can come up with specific steps and measure your progress. So you do all your check marks to say, where am I? Oops, I broke your rule there, Sean. There's a word up there. And then there's stuff going in play. So insulating the garage, for example, I'm already done that. Hire a few things out because, there's some stuff that's maybe I don't want to do or I'm not capable of doing with my skill set. And then done. And you know what? This looks pretty cool. Maybe I can't say too, but done is nice because I can see, hey, I've got like quarter my ass. And so that's great for morale. And you're trying to get stuff done. You can see what you've already accomplished instead of just this invisible list of stuff. And when you got what to do, you know what? I'm going to delay that, but it's going to have to come later. You got to pick one out still. So I can move that back. You can move stuff around. Everything can be varied around. All these software is going to work about the same way. But just utilizing these types of tools has been essential for me in my business career, and I found it very useful in my own life. And I hope you do find this concept useful as well. I encourage you to do your own reading about Kanban and the Toyota method, and those are all great business concepts. So, thanks. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can work. Thank you.
So, sorry. I broke the other rule of technology. When it's working, don't touch it. So, Paul or Samara, could you let me know if you can hear anything or not? Or are you really good at reading lips, perhaps? Or Mindy, can you still hear anything at this point? I'm capturing the audio, but they may not be getting it, so. Hopefully that gets it done. Let's see. Looks good over here too. The indicator looks good.
Okay. So should I use go?
I'll give you this. Thank you.
Hi everybody. I'm Chris Alsam with Simply Alsam Organizing based in Loveland. I am here to talk about a little bit of get personal in your business for a minute here, talking about decluttering and downsizing. So these are my parents. In 2022, I had the privilege and the challenge of moving them out of their house that they lived in over 40 years in 3 weeks. It was a nightmare. We still talk and love each other, but it was rough. And I became passionate. I've been working as a professional organizer, helping people with their homes, and I decided to change what I was doing because I don't want people to do it like this. I don't want them to wait too long. And if you need that reminder, I've got stickers and magnets back there that say, don't wait too long. Because I'm passionate about helping people do this work so that they can make room for what matters most in their next chapter. So their next chapter is aging. They're both 89. God bless them. Their chapter is watching a little bit of reading books and, going to prepared meals in their home. And that's awesome because my dad says, I'm living a carefree life. But what I want to do is capture people that are maybe empty nesting, they're retired but still active, and helping them to do this work so that they can be free to travel, host friends, play with grandkids, volunteer, do other things in their lives. So making room for what matters most is what I want to help people do. So I wrote a book. After moving my parents, my husband and I also took the opportunity that same year, 3 months later, to move into a house on one level so that we could age in place if that's what we choose to do. And then a few months later, we moved my mother-in-law out of her 40-plus year home. So I thought, wow, I learned a lot. Some people understand that this is not rocket science. However, they need a plan, and it is emotional and needs support and accountability. So that's why I wrote this book. It is a workbook. It's a step-by-step plan for decluttering and downsizing public remote. And I have some here to build on Amazon. If that's something that interests you or something, please share the word. Okay, so what's the process? Well, here's a real quick rundown of the steps that we covered in Letting Go Load. What's your why? Whether you just got a diagnosis and you're going to be losing your health, maybe someone passed away and all of a sudden you're alone. Maybe you just retired and you're like, sweet, I'm free, what am I going to do next? Maybe it's, I don't want to leave a house full for my kids when I'm gone. That's the number one most compelling why I find with my clients. So, first thing, what's your why? Second thing, assess your situation. There are issues of finances. There are issues of mobility and accessibility. There are issues of proximity. You want to move closer to your family. Or I'm staying here, but that means when I get older, I might need to hire help to do the yard, to clean, to do care. Those things all cost money. So, assessing your situation. Consider your emotional obstacles. Now, this is where people get stuck. It's the hard part. This is when the rubber meets the road, and you pick up grandma's Sharpies that are really precious. Now what do I do? So you've got to deal with the emotional obstacles around heirlooms, memories, whatever it is. You just work through that. Identify your treasured items. So lots of people collect things, and they collected things, and that was the story of my dad. I'll give you an example. So how many of you have a necktie in your closet, at least one? Okay, so if you think about neckties, how many of you think is a lot of neckties to have? Two. I love it. Anybody else? Throw out a number.
Dozen.
A dozen. A dozen is a lot? Anybody else? Okay, my dad had over 2,000 neckties. Like, it was a thing. So, we're cleaning up their house, they're moving to assisted living. What on earth are we going to do with 2,000 neckties? So, I let him pick some. He took 250 of his most precious with him because he loves these things. And after he was done, I went through and I grabbed a few. And I did what he always said over my dead body. I cut them up and I made a lap quilt. Now that is my most precious item from my dad's lifetime of collecting neckties that he loved. I have one thing that sits on my chair. I touch it, I look at it, I sit under it on the daily. That is a way you can take a treasured item and not have a house full. Okay? So anyway, just an example. Build routine. This is hard work, and I never sugarcoat it. If people are going to go through the decluttering process, it's hard work, and you might need help. You might be family members. You might be, if you're going to be moving, you need a realtor. You might need a financial planner, an attorney. You might need to hire a professional organizer. So who is on your team to help you with this process? Hopefully you can be friends who spend a lot of money, but, it's not everything costs money. And then we talk about prioritizing your spaces, so I have checklists of like, let's talk about your spaces, where we're gonna start. Could be, sometimes people want to start, if they're staying and they just want to deal with a space that's bugging them, it's like my kitchen counter, I can't deal with my kitchen counter, I always need surveys, we deal there. But if they're gonna be really doing a whole house declutter, I recommend starting with a non-emotional space. Linen closet, under the bathroom sink, like let's practice exercising the muscle of getting rid of things and things that are non-emotional before you get to more emotional stuff. So that's just a snapshot of the labeling process. If you want to reach me, here's my contact. I've got my cards here too, and we love to help support folks who are on this journey. So, thank you.
So I could invite all these speakers up while they're coming up to the front. Please go grab a refreshment. There's some chips there and some drinks in the cooler. Real sugar, Pepsi, Starry, and water for those who have another food. And I think Aloe is our sponsor. This time the 300 Law is the sponsor of the refreshment this time. And also, if you want to write on the back of this, if you scan this QR code, it's for a survey. Appreciate the survey of the, and then I'll enter for you to win a $150 voucher for about 300 Law. Okay. And I'll be coming around because we're trying to get the good stuff. Come around and ask the questions or any questions so far of the panel. And if you guys press the little button and it goes green, and you can go hot now, you can do it as the question comes in. So who's got a question? Sure. If you don't mind.
So it could be for anyone, but really thinking about Trello in particular and getting other people on board. We've talked about that for nonprofits. I'm part of business companies, so even if I'm on board and buy into that, how do you get other people to use it? For instance, I was going to ask that exact same question. It's a great question. It's a good question.
For me, I did at a company I worked for actually a short time, a tech startup, and I brought that with me when I started working for HP. And the team I joined was still running it the old way, and it was basically just explaining the value of it. It's easy to pivot. In the case of, at least for personal use, Trello is free. I think I work for, I forgot to promote my nonprofit. I'm the vice president for the Children's Speech and Reading Center for Mountain. But just using some of those, I think you can just show the value of it. In my case, it was just coming in and saying, you know what, I think we should really do this, and just kind of starting to demonstrate it by example. I think for places where you have a lot going on, it becomes rapidly obvious that the ability to kind of just pivot, do what you need to do, that are rapidly changing business needs, that it just goes as for itself. So I think just picking it up, adopting the concepts, and just demonstrating it, I think it's been super effective for me to be able to see it like, oh, and now my industry is absolutely stable. Nobody does it.
That's something just because I've had a long career in office administration too. What's in it for me? And if you can save someone a meeting by having something that shows some visibility, accountability, and saves people time, I think those are also benefits you can consider sharing with your team.
Yeah, I have to double on that one, but to reiterate that, is you can just go look at the board, your status report, so say where we are right now. 10 seconds, you look at it, and now you can get on with your day, if you're a manager, or if you need to check on where somebody else is, you say, oh, you know, Tim's still working on this thing, and oh, this thing's open, you can make a decision based on how immediately. Without meetings, without emails, without going through, it's the same pattern, and so it's just really easy to adopt. Once you get used to looking at it, you can just glance at it and know where you have to get.
Mike, you have a burning question. You don't have to call it out. Do you think of one?
Not a question, I was just thinking, we do something real similar to the lanes that you had talked about. It's called pipe drip. In the mortgage world, we talk to a lot of people and do a lot of things, so it's hard to stay straight and organized and all of that. And pipe drip does that for us. It's got my email, it's got my calendar all in it. I go in and I do a pre-approval for a client, automatically goes in my pipe drip, tells me that I've got a pre-approval, where are we going now? So it's really efficient. It takes my day and narrows a full day down to like a couple of hours, and it makes me much more efficient.
Would you say that's going to be kind of a CRM system too?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. And they're becoming more efficient, those CRM systems are becoming more efficient, where it's allowing you to become more of an efficient worker.
Right. Well, I think too that's like a good example of same concept applied a little bit differently. So like we've ever gone to my chief example is I had a Ford for a while. I'm dealing with a Ford motor company, or at least the dealership for homes. It's just like, how do you guys stay in business? It's just like I come in and they're like, oh, you have to talk to someone. Do you not like write this down on your computer? It's like one of the world's, the biggest truck seller in the world. Right. So it's just like, how do you do that? It's just like keeping track of this one. That was the same concept. Just like, where's this customer at? And it's all the same thing. There's a process that just far back. So it's like just the same idea.
It's the difference between knowing and not knowing.
Yeah.
And your customer can see it.
And it's
Yeah.
Questions, comments?
I want to give a comment on AI too.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Well, just there's so many things that are true, and I really like how you highlighted that it's not suited for everything, because like in software, I'd say, so I have Microsoft Copilot now, and it's super useful. It's very much like Jensen Huang is the CEO of NVIDIA, and he said, junior developers are obsolete. You need to get senior devs because AI is basically junior developers for the years. Here's the thing, and you're like, that's totally wrong. But discerning what to do with it is absolutely vital. So, all of the stuff that you had mentioned, like I didn't know you could do the geofencing for apps. That's the coolest things.
I'll answer about what you were talking about with law. There was a lawyer who submitted a brief to a court. I don't remember which court it was at this point, but the brief had no less than 6 hallucinated cases that were just completely made up by the software. So I was kind of surprised. The person just got a slap on the hand, slap on the wrist kind of thing, no real thing. But now it's out there, and anyone who wants to pull it off now is going to have a lot more serious consequences because now it's established that this is just not something you can do. Myself, I like to print every case out in paper if I'm citing it in a brief. So for me, it never would happen, but I can see how someone rushed trying to get something done in time. I like to old school print it out in a piece of paper I can touch and highlight it and go through it. So that's just, call me old fashioned, but I just burn up the trees. And so I'm not going to have that problem anytime soon, but an associate coming up in 300 law or something, it could happen, and it's just something to watch out for. It could happen. I'm sure you can think of an example in your business where it could be a possibility of trying to get something done, meet a deadline, just doesn't quite, just doesn't look good, not a good look. Any other comments, questions about anything?
What AI am I prompting to get him into a doctor's bobblehead?
Whatever works. Whatever will work.
So give us a couple options. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Be serious.
Wait, so what exactly are you looking for the AI to help do?
Make that dude into a bobblehead of a doctor so I can put it on some of the slides on the pretty.
It's like Santa Claus has a picture of your face on it. So you're gonna start pulling that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you go into ChatGPT, there's an option to create an instance, and you just give the prompts, you upload the image, so you copy and paste in the box, and you say, give me whatever you want. You can have them fighting against T-Rex, you have whatever you want to be doing. It's basically just copy and paste and give it the prompt.
One of the big things with prompting specifically is like the new program, where you have citizen programming. So like if you're not a programmer and learn how to prompt, it's kind of like low key learn how to program. Like you get it macros on Excel, like that's the new thing. So telling the AI what you want it to do. Like there's like you can take courses on this. People teach this, and it's just telling it what you want to do. So like your example is really good because it's like you work for McKinney, and or actually one thing I like to do, which is when I was playing with it one time, I'm like, your Hunter S. Thompson told me about when you get a sandwich for lunch today, and it did, and it was really funny. But it's like you use the same thing. Like the role play thing is great because it's like it has the ethos that you're looking for to do that thing.
I'd like to put in a pitch for, especially there was a day, a month ago, where ChatGPT was down. So folks, an early spin-off, some of the early founders of ChatGPT spun off, and they founded one called, they have Claude, and it's from Anthropic, which if you think philanthropic, their whole thing was they want thanks for the assist there. Anthropic, if you think philanthropic, they didn't want to look at the profit side as the main focus of ChatGPT. So they saw it was going towards that like for-profit model. So they left a little early. I don't know exactly how Anthropic makes funds, makes money. What I like about Claude, at least what I've seen, and I've used Claude more than I've used ChatGPT. First off, this is a joke. I can tell clients I don't use ChatGPT in anything. Half joking. But honestly, Michael likes that. So Claude has a personality that I don't feel like, I mean, you can prompt ChatGPT that personality. Claude just has a kind of built-in personality. My son had the 4 last presidents like have a lunch debate or something. It was hilarious. Like it pulled in all of their one-liners and stuff and were using them against each other. It was pretty entertaining what you can come up with. And Claude, and this was 2 years ago now, so it just keeps on getting better. As far as images, we'll make it a few more moments here, but as far as images, I was teaching computer science over at Loveland Classical, and the high schoolers would, it was pretty new technology 2 years ago when we were doing this, and I could say have a like Monet with a submarine in the middle of it, for example. And just so again, it's not new. Artwork especially, I think, is a sensitive issue. Music probably as well, but it's not being original. It's just copying and pasting. But it was still fun to see those possibilities. Or they made like Messi dancing with, picture of Messi, the soccer player, dancing with some animal, I can't remember exactly. It was just so the options were fun to play. So go ahead and play with it. Try out Claude for fun and do it. It's free for a while, and then if ChatGPT goes down, you have something else to fall back on for a moment or two. Yeah. Any other comments, questions?
How about Sesame?
Oh, Sesame. I could always do a demo of Sesame. Sesame it's cut down to. We had a beer the other night, and we stayed up too late, and we're like messing with Sesame. And Sesame, it is the Scarlett Johansson voice, and the Sesame is going to have glasses that they sell, and she will literally like talk to you in like a conversational tone, like scary, and about anything. Like we are pushing the boundaries of what it knows, and it knows everything. It's read the internet as of a year ago, 6 months ago. And it's scary what topics it can, follow along and keep up with. So that's Sesame. It's Sesame.ai, I believe. If you want, and it has a male Mitch and Maddie or something. I don't remember the 2 names. It didn't matter. And they're like, and if it's on your phone and you come back, it'll like, oh, you're back again. It remembers what you had talked about, of course. So anyway, that one, and they're going to have it integrated with it's just, I don't know where things are going to go. It's accelerating rapidly. Any other comments, questions for anybody? So I know Chris is willing to sign the books for you. I'm going to have 2 of them that we're going to give away right now. We also have 2 $50 gift cards for RC Auto Detailing. You want to talk about that while I go back and get the cards? Talk about what you do?
Yeah, sure. My name's Romy. I'm RC Auto Detail and Carpet Cleaning. We have a shop in Greeley, one in Old Town Fort Collins. So for the last 20 years, I've been cleaning carpets, commercial, residential, and automotive detailing, windshield chip repair, replacement, weather technique. We sell 10,000 products to our shop. Currently, I think we're sitting about 29 employees between our 2 locations. So we're out and about a lot. So this is I'm part of 6 chambers, 12 networking groups I do in a week. So we spend a lot of time in the community giving back to the communities we live and work in for our staff. Thank you. Just toss it over.
Good. And I got a second copy of the audio here. So at the very least, we can do the audio side. So with that, I'm going to do the drawings. And I do allow trades. So if you just don't need something, there's something for the folks I'll get you.
Yeah, take whatever.
A signed copy of Lightning Load by Chris. And she'll even personalize it, I bet, for here we go. Everyone got a card in here? At least either your card or my card I gave you to put in there. I need a hat every time. That one might be.
It's a little bit of love.
If you draw your own, I don't know. Must be present to win. Sorry, online folks. Until next time. She could trade.
All right, Mike Campbell.
He actually goes by Susan, so if you could address that properly, that'd be great.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, on a gift card.
Oh, there you go. I will, actually. I do a lot of reverse mortgage money.
Oh, yeah.
Here, day
Of course.
Sell for $50.
Oh, Jameson. You got a $50 gift card. RC Auto Detail and carpet. Or they can get your car open with it. Look. See, the odds are great. The odds are in your favor in this environment. Rolling. What do you think of this?
Thank you.
Here you go. You can pass it along if you don't need it. But everybody needs it.
Love the reads.
He reads.
It's very accessible. It is a
And one more $50 gift card. Jameson will let you draw on this.
Mellow stack them.
You've been using them? Did they detail your bike?
Well, he's gonna detail my bike now.
Yeah, right.
Everybody, thank you so much. I invite everyone to chat and get some of your one-on-ones for the week that you didn't get done yet or didn't schedule yet. You know, this should count, at least, make those connections. Thank you for the 2 of you first-timers.
Thank you
For those of you online, that was great. I hope you could hear better than the little icon wasn't showing much of a microphone. The icon didn't look like sound was working. I hope it did, and I'll go back and see how it did. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month. And the topic next month is raising money for your business. Raising money for your business. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I need some of those cards back. Those were my own who's here kind of thing.
Awesome. Thank you.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
It's just my phone working.